Hey everybody, we're going to start with a riddle today. Hope you're doing well. What natural occurrence can speak any language? What natural occurrence can speak any language? Pause the video if you want to think about it, and the answer is an echo. Echo, echo. No matter what you say, it echoes. All right, we're going to go to the homework. I'm going to show each of these separately. Number one, there are the factors of 18 and 36. The GCF is 18. Remember, homework's out of 5 points. You should show your work. If not, I will only give you a 4 out of 5. I need to see the work. The biggest one in common is 18. Number two, the biggest number in common is 7. The biggest number in common is 7. Okay? The factors are there. Again, you should be listing these out. Number three, the GCF is 11. Pause if you need to. And number 4 is interesting. 29 is actually called a prime number, which means it has 2 factors, one in itself. And 57 is actually not prime, even though I bet some of you didn't get 3 times 19, but the GCF is going to be 1. Okay, the sums. Rewriting the each sum using the GCF. For number 5, the GCF was 3. 3 times 12 is 36. 3 times 23 is 69. There's that distributive property that we've been working on all year. Number 6, the GCF is 8. 8 times 2 is 16. 8 times 3 is 24. 7, GCF is 5. 8, the GCF is 3. I should see some work there on those. Okay. Number 11, for 21 and 49, the GCF here is 7. You see my list. There's a 1 in common. There's a 7 in common. 7's bigger. For number 15, same thing I'm talking about. I'd love to see these lists on the side. And I know some of you are like, Mr. E, I can just do these in my head. I get that, but I'm really worried about simple mistakes as we do these. So listing them out seems to be the best way to prevent that. Okay, and when I have my list here of each of these, and I know this is sloppy and I apologize for that, you end up seeing that the biggest number in both lists is 6. 6 times 5 is 30. 6 times 11 is 66. I know those are tough, so we're going to work through some of those today. Write down how many you missed at the top of your homework. Please have it ready to come back with you when you come to school on Thursday. Okay, we're going to keep working with GCF today, and you're going to see some questions and a little bit like this. So I want you to grab your calculator, pause the video. Okay, hopefully you're back. What is the biggest number, the greatest number you can divide into both 19 and 38? Remember, a factor is the same thing as a divisor. So this is just another way of saying what is the GCF. So pause the video and try to find this out. Okay, you're back. So if I make my list here, 1 times 19, 19 is prime, 38 is not. Sorry about that. Let's erase that. It wouldn't be 1 times 19. It would be 1 times 38. 2 times 19. The GCF here, the biggest one in common, would be 19. That's the biggest number that can go into both evenly. Okay, for the next one, you try this one and then pause the video. Okay, hopefully you're back. It says, what is the greatest number you can divide into both 40 and 60? So we're going to be listing out the factors of 40 and 60, and there are a lot. 1 and 40, 2 and 20, 4 and 10, 5 and 8. For 60, 1 and 60, 2 and 30, 3 and 20, 4 and 15, 5 and 12, 6 and 10. So what's the biggest, and sorry about the screen shade there, number in both lists? The biggest, the greatest. The greatest common factor here would be 20. That's the biggest number that goes into both. Now, I'm positive that some of you are like, Mr. E, I can do these in my head. Do I need to show my work? As we progress through the year, not necessarily. As you take a quick check today digitally, yes, you do need to be showing your work just to make sure you're getting them correct. Okay, let's review something from yesterday, and we're going to keep reviewing this all year. The distributed property is something we're going to definitely spend a lot of time with. Find the GCF of the following sums. So for 36 and 42, here's where now, if you think you know the GCF, I'm going to let you I'm going to save you some work. What's the biggest number that would go into 36 and 42? The GCF would be 6. So, getting back to distributive property, 6 times what would give you 36? It would be 6. 6 times what would give you 42? It would be 7. That's what I'm looking for. And like I said, we're going to keep working on these. Okay, for 27 and 30, can anyone think of a factor that goes into both? You're right, 9 does. 9 is the biggest one. 9 times 3 is 27. 9 times... so you see, even sometimes when you think you know, it doesn't work because there's nothing that can be multiplied by 9 to give you 30. So that's when you may have to start over. And if you do, 9 doesn't work. So if I'm thinking in my head, what are the factors of 27? I have 1 and 27. I have 3 and 9. 27 is not going to go into 30. 1 is too small. Okay, smallest whole number. We just said 9 didn't work, so it must be 3. And this is fine. It's fine to make mistakes and learn from that mistake and check your work. So 3 times what would give you 27? That would be 9, which makes this 10. That would be the answer. Okay? All right, one more thing we're going to look at today, and we'll keep working on these as well, and we'll come back to this later in the year. It's the context of story problems. So it says, use the following situation, find the GCF from the story problem. Doolittle decides that he is going to throw a party. He has 12 packs of Skittles and 18 Mountain Dews. What is the largest, the key word, largest number of people he can have at his party, including himself, and share the snacks equally? So we're going to basically do the GCF here for 12 and 18. Pause the video, you can write out the factors. Okay, if you're back, here are the factors. And what's my biggest one in common? What's my GCF? So I have a 1 in common, I have a 2 in common, I have a 3 in common, and I have a 6 in common. So my GCF is 6. That means there are going to be 6 people here. I'm going to take this a step further. If there are 6 people, how many packs of Skittles would each person get? Right, 12 packs total divided by 6 gives me 2 Skittles. And then how about the Mountain Dews? If there's 18 Mountain Dews and 6 people, 18 divided by 6 gives me 3 Mountain Dews. Okay, so here's what we're going to do today now. You guys are going to log into your classroom if you're not there already, and you are going to go ahead and click on the assignment that says 6-1 Digital Quick Check. You are going to have 5 problems. This is a grade. I'm going to read through them really quickly with you. It says, number 1, what is the greatest common factor of 27 and 36? I know the multiple choice answers are here, but please do a list. Check them with your calculator as divisors. Number 2, what is the greatest number you can divide into both 17 and 12? So basically I'm saying, once again, do the GCF. The third one, for which set of numbers is for the GCF? So you're looking at these, which one of these has 4 as the GCF? Only one will work. For the next one, what is the greatest common factor of 54 and 90? Same thing for all of these. We're just working with GCF. And then finally for number 5, for which pair of numbers is 7 the GCF? So which pair of those numbers, when you make your list, 7 is the GCF? So it'll be a grade out of 5 points. There we go again. You guys did awesome. Hopefully it made sense to you. And we